Hello and welcome to the famous living room couch. You may have seen it before if you watched my previous videos. This is an Agates explained by Josh. Although there's not really that much for me to explain today. It's more about curiosity, using your own imagination and fantasy. Because today I am talking about figures or faces, rare appearances in agates, and it is realistically or unrealistically one of the rarest things in agates to see. But how realistic are some of the figures that you're seeing? Because it happens quite often to me that when people offer me some parts of their collections for sale, then they show me an agate and say, oh, this is exactly, Donald Duck, or it's exactly, I don't know, some most random things, I think, in the most cases, because you need a lot of imagination in some cases to actually see see the same things that other people see. And I very recently posted a video, a short on my YouTube channel about this agate, and I was thinking, this is so clearly a swimming swan. Like, it looks exactly like a colorful rainbow colored swan swimming in a lake. But it was not seen by most of you viewers. There were so many comments about, I think we should put a screenshot in this video to see what people were thinking this is. But obviously nobody was thinking this is a swan. So it seems like my mind tricked me with this one. Some of them I would say are more obvious than others. The more obvious ones are also potentially the more valuable specimens in terms of market value, especially when it comes to really nicely structured faces. They sell in the thousands of dollars per half if it's like a very, very distinct piece. Pieces that are not quite as distinct or don't have the same perfection in their banding or contrast or other details, then of course they are a lot less valuable. I've sold face agates for less than $100 in the past where the faces were just not as clearly visible, and I've sold a face for $7,500. So that's kind of a price difference where it can go. I already showed you the swan, and I think we are right diving into the next one. And in my opinion, this is very, very clearly a diving penguin that just jumped off a piece of ice into the frozen, well, not frozen, but like cold water. And it is very, very obvious to me. However, it may not be as obvious to other people, but the quality of the agate is actually pretty good. It doesn't really have any fractures and just beautiful banding. So that's the diving penguin. We got the cute little dinosaur right here, which I just love so much. I had it in my collection for probably close to 10 years. I just like it a lot. Let me know if this is a dinosaur for you. I think the blue whale is pretty obvious. We'll have it painted out for the video as well, so it's more obvious even for you to see. It's got this kind of water fountain just being spit out from the top, and then it's got the fin. I gotta know, the fin of the whale. And yeah, pretty cute piece. Then very famous is this Paris Eiffel Tower, and I'm thinking about putting it into auction for one of the auction houses in Paris. I just didn't have the commitment to do it so far, but this could be a very valuable piece for someone who likes to trade good quality or just very, very cool agates for money. I think it's a good trade. So pretty good piece right there. Then we got the running animal. I think it kind of looks like a running goose or a running duck with a little bit of fantasy. But also let me know what you see in this piece. And then another pretty famous one by now is this cute little vinyl. I think that's what it's called in English, vinyl player, like the old kind of music players you have. And this was in the 2024 Agatebay calendar as well. So that's a pretty cool piece, and also available on my website, I think for 750 euros, just because it's something really special. Other special pieces I have are of course the face agates, of which this one is clearly one of my favorites. I think this is a pretty good one, not one of the best, but a pretty good one. So I would put it at a pretty high value as well, just because the eyes are so close and sharp together, and the mouth, and then like the kind of little hairstyle up top. And also just for the quality of it, of the agate itself, without being a face, is a pretty good piece with this unique green color with this very saturated orange. So this is one of the higher value agates, I would say. Then of course we got this massive fan favorite, which is this one. I posted it last year for a New Year short, I believe it was, and it's just so cute with these perfect swimming eyes in the quartz surrounded by floating agate bands, and then this very beautiful chromatographic druzy opening, and in the druzy there's even some tiny silver shining goethite crystals, so I would say it doesn't get much better than this. Here we also got the other half of it. Pretty nice and chunky as well, so that's a good boy. And I cannot pass by one of the all-time favorite agate faces I've ever seen. I'm glad I didn't sell it, and this is one of the pieces I'm sure I would have seller's regret. That's what my one of my agate selling friends told me, because there's not just buyer's regret, there's also seller's regret when you had a really good piece and you sold it and you miss it. And I think I would miss this agate. So I'm glad that I still have it. It's just so perfect with the two eyes. They are so perfect, so perfect. And then with the calcite crystals as the like newborn teeth growing randomly in the directions of the druzy. I think this may be the coolest face agate I've ever seen, and I have more famous faces like the Cookie Monster, for example, but I think this one has more of my heart than the actual Cookie Monster I own, which I should have probably put in the video as well, but I forgot. The last but certainly not least is a massive, about 6-inch Laguna agate, and I think it's very obvious what this is, but maybe let me know in the comments if you share the same idea about this one, because I think it is very obviously a seahorse. Maybe pregnant because it's a little fat, but this is like the big tummy down here, and then the little fin to the side, just like this. And then this is the head of the seahorse. I think it's very obvious. Yeah, it cost me a lot of money back in the day to get this kind of quality, but it's worth way more money now with the rising prices of Mexican Laguna agates. But just getting this size of a Laguna agate and then having a seahorse together with it that's pregnant, I think that is hard to beat. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm Joshua from Agatebay, the founder of the company, from Germany, and yeah, so many questions I've been asking you in the video. Try to answer all of them, of course, and let me know in the comments, yeah, if you collect your own figures and faces and agates, because I know they are quite rare. I would say especially for better quality faces, it's maybe 1 in 500 cuts that I'm placing in my workshop, so it's not a lot. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave it a thumbs up if you did, subscribe to my channel to not miss any of my future content, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.